what's going on, you guys? It's your boy h.e.r Beats back with another video. In today's video, we are starting in my car. I just pulled up to the studio. It definitely isn't my house or anything like that.
Stop the cap.
But yeah, I'm just gonna be cooking up a Trapsoul R&B type of beat, something like KEHLANI or Bryson Tiller could get on. I'm super excited for the way this one came out, so let's jump right into it. So when I sat down to make this beat, I had every intention of making a slower, more chill type of beat. One with like hard knocking drums with like just, I don't know, just that vibe, you know? So what I did was I took the tempo down to 115. I came into Keyscape. I went to the Rhodes pianos and I picked out this classic amp lush chorus. And I came in here and made these simple chords with these little transition notes just to help lead into the next chord, and this is how that's sounding dry. So that's the chord progression I came up with. Then I added some Valhalla vintage verb to give it some more space. I made this EQ, taking out some of the lows and boosting some of the highs. After that, I added some RC20. I used the strange space preset. I just left the noise, I switched it to Apollo, turned down the tone, and left this space. It kind of gave it a nice like atmospheric sound. I'll let you guys listen right now. You can kind of hear that like wind in the back. It's like a howling wind. I don't know, it sounded really cool, so I left it like that. Moving on to the second sound here, I'm gonna be real honest, I have no idea how I made this sound. It sounds like some sort of like soft lead. I know I used Triton. I don't have the full plugin, the full version plugin for that, so it does lose the sounds when you like exit out of the project, but this is how it sounds. Like I said, I don't know how I got this, but I made it, I guess. Like I said, it's just a soft lead. After that, I came in here and added Valhalla Supermassive. This is a free plugin. It's a really good plugin. I recommend it a lot. It's a huge like reverb / delay plugin. It just gives a huge sound to it. It sounds really cool. Valhalla Vintage Verb just to give it more space on top of the Supermassive. EQ cutting out most of the lows and most of the highs, just giving it like that underwater effect. Looperator is the sauce. I don't have the full version, I have the trial, so it didn't save the preset, but I come in here and just mess around with things that sound different. And then Ozone Imager. This just gives the sound a wider feeling to it between both speakers rather than just in the middle. With those effects added, this is how it sounds. So yeah, really tucked away in the back. You can see how the looperator kind of gave it like a wobbly, like different sounds bouncing everywhere. I don't know, it sounded really cool, and like I said, that's the sauce. Use looperator. I might make a whole video on just that plugin, but yeah, it's really good for just making weird sounds to just tuck away in the back. After that, I got this pad from Expand, I think. Yeah, so it's a reasonable pad. It's in the Bright Pads bank, and this is how it sounds dry. So as you can see, I left a bit of space in between each chord instead of stretching it out and connecting them all together like that. When you're working with pads, it leaves you more room to add like the reverb and the delay and all that, so it's not running into each other as much. So on that pad, I added a fruity flanger or flanger. I think it's flanger. I increased the depth and the rate. I put on some reverb, Supermassive, again, really great plugin. EQ, same little underwater effect, and then another Ozone Imager to kind of widen it out, and this is how it sounds. The next sound that I added is something I used from Arcade. Let me come in here and open it up. I used this preset right here. We're in F minor, so I played one note and I'm gonna play it right here. I played that one note on the keyboard and it sounded really cool, but I didn't like that it was just one pitch, so I took this, I rendered it out to a little file, and then I made the different pitches with the bass notes, and this is how it sounds. So yeah, really cool little wavy sound to have in the melody, and then I drowned it in reverb, of course, supermassive again, another EQ just cutting out the lows, leaving in the highs, and then pancake kind of just makes it go back and forth to each speaker. Like I said, if you're listening in headphones or speakers, you can really tell what I'm talking about. So let me just let you guys listen to that. So yeah, it almost creates like this rise effect instead of like a wobbly sound like it was before, and I really thought that sounded awesome. Last but not least, of course, we added a synth bass from Expand. It's my favorite one, the Subsonic 1 preset in the synth basses bank. I just again followed the bass notes. Don't think you guys need to hear how that sounds, but this is the effects I put on it, just some distortion and then an EQ right under that to cut out some of the highs of the distortion just to make it sound more beefy. Altogether, this is what the melody is sounding like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's how the complete melody is sounding. After that, I just rendered it out to one file, and then I pitched it down 2 semitones, and I started adding the drums. So I'm going to explain that next. So first I'm going to get into what I did with the drums, and then I'll get into how I arranged the whole beat. I'm going to start with the hats right here and let you guys listen to that. It's actually 2 parts. It's this MIDI right here, and then these little accent notes that I added under it, just in a lower pitch. Like I said before, super laid back beat. The hats have a lot of room to breathe. It's not the same 2-step pattern over and over. Next, I came in and added this snare. I'm gonna take off the reverb effect. So that's what it sounds like dry, just a normal snare, but I added reverb on a separate channel and then linked it to the snare. It just gives me more control over the sound just by messing with this little mix knob. This is how it sounds now with the reverb. After that, I came in and added a little accent snare. I messed with the panning a little bit, making it go left to right. Like I said, headphones or speakers, you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about, but this is what it's sounding like all together. Next up, I added this kick, Shorty Got a Thumper version 1. Such a great kick from Holy's Feelings drum kit. Yeah, let me just let you guys listen. And when I got to the end right here, I added this little staircase in velocities just to make it hit harder every time. So it's just a subtle difference just to kind of build it up. Finally, I just added this little perk. It's like a transition effect from Cody's drum kit, and altogether this is what the drum pattern sounds like. Getting into the arrangement now, I didn't really do anything different. Simple stuff with little breaks in between like I always do. Something I'm really proud of in this beat is this little intro section right here. It's that sound that I used earlier, the little riser effect, and I just drowned it in the Valhalla Supermassive just to kind of give it a build up to the Rhodes to where the beat actually starts. This is what it sounds like. Same thing on the outro, I just used the last part of the little sound and I just put the same effects on it, so now the beat fades out with that sound. This beat came out crazy. I'm super proud of the way it's sounding. I've been enjoying making these lower profile beats with hard hitting drums. Like I said, they just sound really awesome. Something like KEHLANI or Bryson Tiller can get on. Even Drake can get on this. Just something to talk their shit on. It's a lot of fun making these beats, and yeah, hopefully I can make more of these in the future. But if you did like this video, please make sure to drop a thumbs up on it. It'll really help me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and hit me up on Instagram if you want to work. If you're an artist or a producer, I'm always looking to work with as many people as possible. And yeah, send me loops in my email. And I don't know what else to say. This intro is going too long, but I'm gonna let you guys listen to the beat, and I hope you have a blessed day. Peace out.
Hey, h.e.r, give me that beat.